Namaste. Welcome to today's class. Today is the turn of the fifth chakra relating to the throat, and the name is Vishuddha or Vishuddha. So we will concentrate on all of the area that involves the head, the neck, the shoulders, and we will begin in a seated position, so you can choose which seated position suits you best today. You can now close the eyes, turning your attention to the weight of the head, the feeling of the head resting on the neck. So sitting upright. Gather all of your awareness around the neck area, the center of expression, of purification, and the ability to speak our truth, to express our feelings and emotions. And these combined with the qualities of the other chakras when balanced form a harmonious melody that results in how we express ourselves, how we interact with others, how we speak about others and ourselves. Connect to the feeling of breath moving and passing through the throat. You can invite an oceanic sound breath, ujjayi breathing, with a small constriction at the throat. And notice first the throat as being a passageway for prana. You can place the tip of the tongue behind the teeth in the upper palate. And now also feel that prana that is moving and passing through the throat is also replenishing the tissues, the muscles, the cervical spine. And with this inner awareness of this space, we open up the eyes. Now we will connect a little deeper onto all of these tissues and layers that make up the neck. So we will first begin by making a fist with a hand, and we will place that fist right on the forehead, and we will press the head onto the hand, and the head won't move. So pressing a little more, the whole of the front of the neck, maybe even the sides of the neck awakening, and then release. And we will relax the neck a little bit. So first allow your neck to get a bit of stretch as you send one ear towards one shoulder. And then to center, send the ear over to the other shoulder. And then release, chin to chest, send the head back up, and now let's do the same with the other hand. So making a fist with the hand, pressing onto the forehead and putting a little bit of resistance. So the back of the neck is long, you're elevating from the crown of the head as you press with the forehead onto the fist and the fist onto the forehead, and then release. So now we're going to try to extend the head up, and for that you can send your thumbs to the occipital ridge and find a place where you feel that you can hold the head and begin to press the head up as if you wanted to create more space at the base of the skull. So you're pushing up, but at the same time pull your face back. So you're pressing the head back towards the hands, and the chin is pressing down and the neck presses back. And then release that. And now let's get the sides of the neck more awakened. So first you can bring the palm onto the side of the head and begin to press. So if you see my neck won't move over to the side, I'm creating resistance here. So I press my hand against the head and the head against the hand, and I push, and then I release. And then the same on the other side. So pressing against, fingertips can be radiating, so the whole hand is awakened, and pressing, and you might feel how everything is getting a little bit more activated. And then release. And we will once again stretch the neck. So send one ear over to one shoulder. And now, if your left ear is on the left shoulder, place your left fingertips on the side of the head, so close to where the other ear is. And just creating a little weight. So this is not forcing or pushing, just a little bit of weight. And at the same time, push the right shoulder down. Now this is going to be very gradual. So you're going to push your head against the hand. So it's as if you wanted to lift the head, but you're not. And again, feel the sides of the neck activating, and then slowly release. Release the weight, release the head. And now invite a few circles with the shoulders. So if there is any tension that is created with the controlled activation of the muscles, then you can release a little bit. So at any time we are going to release, and you can do any movement with the shoulders, with the neck. And now we're going to do the opposite shoulder. So ear to shoulder. Just stretch there for a second as you push the opposite shoulder down. And then the fingertips go up, the hand creates just a little bit of weight on the side of the head. And now very gradually begin to press your head against your hand as if you wanted to lift the head back up, but the hand is on the way. Pushing, resisting, pressing, and then release. Feel free to find any movement. Gazing from side to side. Now bring one hand to your chest, and this will help stabilize. And what we want to do, instead of this, sending the chin forward, we want to bring the chin in, and the back of the neck is long, and it's as if we wanted to lift all of the head up without dipping the chin towards the chest. So we bring middle and index finger to the chin, and we create resistance. And then release. Find some movement. Now let's change side. So index and middle in the chin. This is also an acupressure point, so you can begin to create a little bit more pressure onto the chin. Neck lengthening, crown of the head reaching up, chin slightly in, and then release. And now the last one is to bring a fist right underneath the jaw. And you want to create a feeling of pushing down with the jaw, and it's as if you wanted to open the jaw, but it won't because the fist is right there. Noticing what awakens. Then release. Remember that you can always move a little bit. And then let's switch the other. And then release. So all of these exercises allow the neck to get stronger, and they prepare us quite well for the postures that are done with concentration on Vishuddha chakra. So one last one. This one can be quite funny, and I feel that for this chakra you really have to be a bit playful, because it's when we take ourselves too seriously that we stop having fun and we stop enjoying because of what other people might think. So the next one is called lion's breath, and it's a really good way to purify, to cleanse any blockages, congestion, or anything that has gotten stuck around this pathway. So lion's breath consists of a strong exhalation through the mouth where you stick the tongue out and you send your gaze in between the eyebrows. So the gaze goes up and towards the center. And when you stick the tongue out, it's as if you wanted to stretch the root of the tongue. So when we inhale, we will stretch the fingertips out and the palms can be down. We inhale and exhale. Okay, step in between the eyebrows, inhale. Smile even when you do this, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then come back to center. From here, we will move straight into a forward fold, front of the mat. So feel free to shake your legs, to bend the knees, to move your body, to wiggle. Vishuddha is a chakra that allows for the purification of our minds, of our speech. And from here, let's begin to bend the knees, sending the weight fully onto all four corners of the feet. Allow the spine to round. So the element of this chakra is space, and what we want to create in the whole back of the body is a sense of volume, a sense of expansion. So we will begin to roll our way up, that super slowly. So you want to move the spine in segments rather than units. Pressing deeply onto the feet as you roll your way up, vertebra by vertebra. With the chin towards the chest. Let the head be the very last thing that lifts up. So chin up. Taking the gaze forward. Feeling your stance, feeling your mountain pose. Feet can be as wide as the hips. Let the palms face the front. Or down fully onto your feet, feel your roots. But also feel the element of space, spaciousness, volume in the chest, in the arms. Hands to heart. Begin to connect to an intention. What is your truth? Is there any area of your life where you would like to express yourself more fully, more authentically? What does your yoga practice expresses? What do the movements express through you? And what do you want them to express? We'll begin with one big inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale to chant Om. Interlace the fingers. Now bring the knuckles right underneath your chin. And we will do a breathing technique which is called bellows breath. And this is a really good purifier for the body. So as we inhale with sound like Ujjayi breathing, and we start to send the arms all the way up. So the elbows rise and we stretch the fingertips. We inhale. And as we exhale, we will begin to send the elbows towards one another. The knuckles will press onto the chin and the chin will begin to lift so the head drops back. Forearms towards one another. And we will inhale to bring the chin down, elbows up. Elbows as high as they can go. And as we exhale, we open the mouth this time to exhale. Inhale again, chin down, elbows up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Raise the arms, head down, palms face away. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, gaze up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift through the spine, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rising all the way back up, big inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. And once again, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Lengthening the spine, big inhale. Exhale, fold once again. Let the head drop, inhale, rise, gaze up. Exhale, palms to heart. See if you can do one more, this time guiding yourself into the movements. Inhale. Can even close the eyes, exhale, trusting. Inhale. Exhale. Rising, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Last one, guiding yourself, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Now release the arms by the sides of the body. Begin to stretch your left fingertips down towards the mat. And inhale to extend the right arm up. So align your right wrist with your right shoulder and reach up with your right fingertips, but reach down with your left fingertips. So really create space from the right hip to your right armpit, and from your right armpit to your right fingertips. So radiate up. And now begin to slide the left fingertips down. So it's similar to a side bend. The left fingertips are still reaching downwards, and the right fingertips, instead of reaching towards the left, they reach straight up. So you still get a side stretch. And now inhale, come back up. Exhale, right fingertips down. See if you can notice any difference in your right fingertips. Anything different comparing one hand to the other. Now begin to radiate through the fingertips, so stretch them out wide. Left hand reaches up. Left fingertips reach straight up as your right fingertips reach straight down. Pushing the right shoulder down. Left fingertips even higher. Get long from the side body, and exhale to release the right fingertips a little lower. Left fingertips continue to reach straight up to the sky as your right hand goes lower and a bit lower until you can feel stretch on the left side of the body. Left fingertips still reaching up. Inhale to come up. Exhale to release. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. So keep a distance as wide as your hips in between the feet. Begin to bend the knees. You can place the fingertips down as you slide the left foot back, keeping the same distance from heel to heel. So just as wide as the hips, left toes point out, press through the front foot, and inhale to rise all the way up. Ring fingers reach up as you press the palms more firmly towards one another. As you exhale, send the hands down and transition into downward facing dog. So adjusting your stance if you need. As you inhale, please find plank, shoulders over waist. And as you exhale, bend the knees, let the knees touch down, and begin to bend the elbows as you send the chest in between the thumbs, chin down, elbows in. Tops of the feet to the floor, press through the hands, and lift the chest to hover it all the way forward and up into Cobra. Continue to inhale or hold the breath as you push yourself away from the floor, sitting bones towards the heels, exhale, and downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises all the way up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps forward towards the left arm, right heel in, distance in between feet from side to side, and inhale, rise all the way up, pressing firmly onto both feet, arms up, lengthen the side waist, and as you exhale, send the hands down, gaze forward, lift the back heel, step forward, fold. Halfway lift, inhale, flat back, exhale, fold. Rising all the way up, inhale, Big exhale, hands to the heart. Hands by the sides. Inhale, extend the arms all the way up. Exhale, folds. Crown of the head descends. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, slide the right foot back, right toes out. Square the hips here if you can. Inhale, press onto the outer edge of the right foot to extend the arms up overhead. Gaze up, get long. As you exhale, left fingertips reach down as the right fingertips reach up. Inhale, left arm back up. Put your hands, exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. So either you will need to hold the breath in between transitions or breathe really slow. Let's inhale to plank. Around 5 counts. Every time you move, knees go down, chest and chin down. This is an exhale. Hug the elbows in, gaze forward, chin presses down. Press onto the tops of the feet. Slide the chest forward, big inhale. And transitioning into downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg rises, inhale. Right knee to nose, round the spine, step the right foot forward. Left toes out, left heel in. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right fingertips down, left fingertips up, and lengthen through the left side of the body. Inhale, right arm back up. Exhale, hands down. Step forward and fold, crown of the head down. Aligning fingertips with toes, if that's accessible for you. Sitting bones press away from one another as the feet press down and out. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Separate your feet as wide as your hips. Begin to hug the legs towards one another. Get long through the sides of the body. Grip with the toes, bend the knees, extend the arms upward, Uttanasana. Frame the ears with the upper arms. Chin slightly in, neck back. Exhale, fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale into downward facing dog. Increasingly, we want to be moving slower. Inhale into plank. So here, breathe in any way that serves you. With the exhalation, we begin to bend the knees, send the knees down, chest and chin down. Inhale, moving to cobra, or from cobra to up dog. Shoulders over wrists if you're in up dog. Thighs lifted. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts all the way up. Right knee towards the nose, round the spine, press the floor away. Step the right foot forward. Left heel in, left toes slightly angled out. Press onto the outer edge of the left foot. Press onto the front foot, rise up. Inhale. Lengthen, square the hips. And as you exhale, reach the right fingertips down, left fingertips up, stretch, get long. And now inhale, right arm all the way back up. Right knee over right heel. As you exhale, begin to take your gaze down. Let the palms touch underneath the right leg, as if you're clapping. And inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, once again, clap, hands underneath the right leg, gaze down. Last one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms up. This time, send the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers or grab opposite forearm. And if you interlace the fingers, begin to draw the knuckles away from your back as you hug the shoulder blades towards one another. Create space in the chest. Breathe in onto the upper body. Throat forward, chin slightly up. Maintain a strong connection with the feet, and as you exhale, begin to lower your torso down. Maybe creating more space in between the feet if you need to. Have more than hip width distance apart. See if you can keep the right hip slightly aligned with the right knee. The crown of the head releases, and the arms reaching up and maybe towards the front of your room. Just one more deep breath in. Big breath out. Press onto the front foot, begin to rise all the way back up, arms up, overhead. Gazing up, lengthening the sides of the body. As you exhale, send the hands down, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale into plank. Knees, chest and chin down. Slow, super slow, mega slow. Cobra, inhale. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Left knee towards the nose, round the spine. Step the left foot forward, right toes out. Ground down. Press onto both feet equally. Inhale, rise up. Stretch left fingertips down as the right fingertips reach all the way up. Get long on the right side of the body. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, clap. Hands underneath the left leg. Inhale, arms up. So eventually we want the breath, repeat, the breath to get longer and longer. So we want to breathe a little less. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. And the primary attention of our practice is breath. Exhale, arms back behind you, interlace fingers or grab opposite forearms, square the hips, press firmly through both feet. Inhale, chest expands, throat forward, chin up. Exhale, begin to fold. Remembering to invite a sense of space onto the back body, onto the front, onto the belly. All parts of you want to feel an amount of volume expands. The extent of your breath reaches all upper body. Shoulders away from the ears, crown the head down. And then press the knuckles back to help you rise all the way up, arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Let's stay here for 5 cycles of breath. So now begin to press the hands down and forward. You can even close your eyes, place your attention around the neck. Noticing how it feels. If there is any tension, feel free to move your head in no or in a yes. And feel the space, air moving through the throat. The chin slightly in, the neck slightly back. And now as you inhale, find plank. Slowly as you exhale, bring the knees, the chest and the chin down. Pause there for a moment. Hug the elbows in, inhale. Press the chin down as you did at the beginning of the practice. Inhale here. Exhale, stay. Knees and chest resting on the floor, the chin pressing down. Inhale. And exhale. Slide forward into cobra, inhale. Begin to bring the chin slightly in, press the neck back. Press onto the tops of the feet. Begin to create a sense of openness in the chest. And you can either stay here or send the arms wide out into a T shape. Let the palms either face down or forward. You might even choose to bring the fingertips towards the palms and place the thumbs to face up. Chin in, neck back. Begin to lift the legs. Really strong posture. We breathe through the posture. Inhale and exhale. So to purify the body, we many times need to create a certain amount of heat. So thinning the blood, letting it run freely through the whole body. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Last full deep breath in. Deep breath out, release the forehead down. Support your forehead on the hands. You can shake the hips from side to side. And slowly begin to transition towards chest. Hands by the sides of the rib cage. Tuck the toes, press the knees down, push yourself away from the front of the mat, and move the sitting bones towards the heels. Begin to walk the hands back towards the knees and press the floor away. Begin to lift your sitting bones over the heels. And now let's invite a back bend. So either your thumbs behind your back, or some of you might prefer the fingertips behind the back with the palms in. This tends to be a little harder for certain body structures. And the elbows will be hugging in. So choosing one or the other, beginning to send the pelvis forward. And here you can tuck the toes. That helps if you want to bring the hands towards the heels. So now either staying here, begin to send the throat forward and the chin out. Breathe space onto the torso. Maybe check if one hand wants to go to the heel, if the other hand wants to go to the heel. And continue to send the pelvis forward as you create space. Feel the shoulder blades hugging in towards one another. If you want, you can drop the head all the way back, or you can keep the chin towards the chest, encouraging strength in the neck. And then begin to lean back as you send the chin towards the chest, hand to the lower back, followed by the other, and slowly begin to send the tops of the feet down, sitting bones down. And now we will send the hands to the feet. So the thumbs will be on the outsides of the feet and the fingertips will be on the insides of the feet. This posture is called rabbit. And for this posture, we will send the chin towards the chest and we begin to round the spine to the best of our ability. And then we start to send the crown of the head down and the forehead towards the knees. So you want the very crown of the head to be on the floor and the hands are hugging onto the feet. And now begin to lift the sitting bones of the floor so the arms extend and the shoulders push away from the ears. Tops of the feet press down, breathe volume onto your whole lower back and upper back and sides of the body. You don't want to feel strain in the neck. If you do feel strain in the neck, back off or take some of the weight of the head. The very, very crown of the head is down, and then slowly begin to release sitting bones back. Forehead down, let the arms rest by the sides of the body, let them just be heavy and fall downwards. Hands down by the sides of the knees. Press your torso away from the thighs, lift halfway up, and begin to walk the hands forward back into downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale here. Let's inhale now, right leg all the way up. Lift the left heel. Exhale, step right foot forward. Left toes out, space in between the feet from side to side. Either with your fingertips down or hands down or the hands on the shin. And notice how it feels, like where do you feel this? Does it feel like a stretch? Do you feel the stretch more in the right leg or the left leg? Let your head be soft, shoulders be soft. And now notice if anything changes, if you begin to press from the right sitting bone to the right heel. So you're creating a downward force from the right sitting bone to the right heel. So you're pressing heavily onto the right heel. See if anything changes in the stretch. Do you feel more? Do you feel less? Now release that. And let's do the same in a different way. So now begin to press onto the front of your right foot. And grip the mat with your toes. As you fold, also notice if you feel more, if you feel less or the same. And now I would love you to choose between one of the three options, the one that feels most effective for you. Sometimes you don't want to feel too much. So in the 2 last variations, you're activating more through the muscles instead of just giving yourself fully to the stretch. And then begin to release that. And now begin to fold once again and bringing the forehead towards the knee, so the knee can always bend. It doesn't mean that your forehead needs to touch the knee, but create that intention. And choose one of the 3 variations to stay with a hamstring stretch. So forehead towards the knee, knee towards the forehead. If it feels too tense for you, you can always let go a little bit, but we do want to create heat, and this posture creates it. And then releasing that. Slowly begin to rebend the right knee. Press the fingertips down, inhale, rise all the way up into warrior 1. And now, as you exhale, you can widen the stance if you need. Bring the left heel in, take the arms into warrior 2. Big breath in here. Big breath out here. Relax the shoulders, stack the shoulders over the hips, right knee over the right heel. Take the gaze forward. Check that your left arm is in alignment with your shoulders as well. And then begin to send the left ear towards the left shoulder as you lift the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. If this is too much, you can send the fingertips slightly forward. And then slowly bring the chin towards the chest. Take the gaze back towards the front. And as you exhale, simply windmill the hands to the floor. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward into plank. Knees, chest, chin down. Transitioning, back bend, inhale. Take it to downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg up, inhale. Left foot forward. Left knee bend, right toes out. Either walking the hands back, grabbing blocks, anything you need. Notice how this hamstring feels in the back of the leg. Which hamstring do you feel more, the front or the back? Where do you feel it? And now begin to press from the left sitting bone to the left heel. Apply pressure, apply even a little bit of force. What does this do? Do you feel the stretch more, less, same? Begin to send the weight onto the front of the foot. Grip the toes onto the mat. And see if this changes the stretch, if it changes the sensation. Now release that. Choose between one of the options. And you can begin to send the forehead towards the knee. So the hands can help in any way. If the neck feels unhappy with this, you can do halfway only. Don't need to send it all the way in. It requires a lot of volume in the back of the body. The chin in. And then slowly begin to release. Hopefully you created the heat that we were seeking. Front knee bend. Press onto the front foot to rise all the way up. And as you exhale, bring the back heel in, send the arms wide out, warrior 2 stance. Aligning your arms. And from here, as you reach the fingertips outwards, press more onto the front foot. Press the feet in opposite directions. So front foot forward, back foot back. And then begin to send the chin towards the chest, right ear towards the right shoulder. Maybe the left fingertips up. Or slightly forward if it feels too much. Chin towards the chest and take your gaze forward back to warrior 2. Exhale, windmill the hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out through the mouth. Staying here 5 breaths. If you want to transition, feel free. Any transition is welcome. If your heels touch the floor, begin to send a little bit of weight onto the outer edges of the feet as if you wanted to lift the inner arches. Hide your heels behind your toes. Lengthen the sides of the body. And from the sitting bones, press down towards the heels, but imagine that you want to send the tailbone a little higher. And then release. So let's come back to the front of the mat. You can micro bend the knees, begin to walk the feet forward slowly. Inhale to lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Rise all the way up, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. So we will do one standing balancing posture in which we send the weight onto the left foot, bring the right knee up. Place the sole of the right foot on the left inner thigh or calf for tree pose, helping with your hand if you need, or staying in the active version. And from here, align the right knee with the left leg, firm through the legs, extend the arms out to the sides. Maybe the palms face up or forward, neck back, chin slightly in. If you feel confident enough, you can begin to send your gaze over to the left hand. Pause here for 3. Pause here for 2. Breathing in and breathing out. Begin to send your gaze forward. Begin to send the arms back. Palms face towards one another. And now let the palms face back. And now imagine that you want the palms to face outwards and downwards towards the floor as you begin to lift the fingertips up, micro bend the elbows, and let the tips of your fingers touch. So for reverse prayer, we are going to invite the fingertips to move away from the spine as you begin to lift the hands as high as they can go. Maybe bring the palms into reverse prayer if that is accessible, pressing the hands towards one another, lengthening from the spine. Right knee moves forward. Micro bend the left knee, step the right foot back, right toes out, warrior one variation. But now extend the left leg. As you inhale, breathe onto your tummy and chest, throat forward, chin out, gaze up. And as you exhale, see if you can maintain the spine straight as you begin to press onto the front foot and extend the spine, taking the gaze down. Chin in, pressing onto the back of the neck, shoulders away from the ears, lengthening, hips squared, either pressing onto the front of the foot and gripping the toes, or pressing the left sitting bone downwards towards the heel, or doing all of them at once. Just one more breath. Micro bend the knee, bring the weight onto the front foot to rise up. Now inhale to extend the arms all the way up. Bring the front toes in, align heels, feet parallel to one another, arms in a T shape. Inhale here. Now send your back hand towards the front foot as you create a twist. Either fingertips down or palm down. See if you can square the hips as the fingertips of the top hand reach all the way up. So lengthening and twisting. Gazing up, and then take the gaze down, come back up, inhale, and now step all the way back towards the front as you exhale, palms in prayer. Now lifting the left knee up, place the foot on the inner thigh for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Inhale here, align knee with right leg. Arms out if you feel comfortable and steady. And now your gaze could move over to the right hand, finding your own sense of balance and even sense of expression. So all of us can do the posture so differently. And this is because through the postures we express who we are, we express our sense of self, our essence, how we move through life. Slowly begin to send your gaze forward. Send the arms back behind you, palms face back, down towards the floor. Bend the elbows, tips of the fingers touch, and then draw them away. So push them away from the spine as you slide the hands up, palms touch, palms press towards one another. And inhale, left knee up. Soften the right knee, Step the left foot back, left toes out. Create space from side to side. Extend the right leg. Breathe onto the tummy, the rib cage, upper chest, throat forward, chin up, lean slightly back. Micro bend the front knee if you need to. Create a weight onto the front leg as you begin to straighten the spine and fold. Keeping the neck long, keeping everything long. So here you have the arms behind your back so that we don't slouch or massively back bend, and create length. Length and strength, length and stability. One more deep breath in. Big breath out. Breath in. Deep breath out. Bend the front knee. Place weight onto the front foot, rise up. Bring the front toes in. Toe heel the back foot out. Release the arms out wide into a T shape. And now your back hand will move towards the front foot as we rotate the torso over to the front, and then let the hand move downwards. Extend the arms out. Press equally onto the outer edges of the feet. Get long on the sides of the body. One more inhale. Big exhale, gaze down. Soften the knees if you need to. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, step to the front of the mat. Palms in prayer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, step back. Send the knees down. Tops of the feet down, walk the hands back. And simply shift over to one side. Send the feet forward. Sitting bones towards the heels. Elbows down. So now, press the elbows down. As you press the elbows down, expand through the heart. Create volume in the upper chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another. And drop the head back. Very, very mindfully. Crown of the head reaches towards the floor. So option one is to stay here. And you can always extend the legs here. Otherwise, allow the lower back to round, bring the chin towards the chest, and send one hand underneath the buttocks. And then shift your knees over to the other side, send the other hand down, thumbs touch. Hug the elbows more towards one another. Begin to open up through the chest, throat forward, chin up. See if the crown of the head touches the floor. If it doesn't touch, your buttocks might need to slide towards the wrist or so. Continue to hug the elbows in. Option one, to stay here. Option two, to extend the legs, and a milder variation would be to have the legs down. Option three, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. If you would like to challenge yourself a little bit, you can lift the heels of the floor, toes down, either here or extending the legs in a 45-degree angle or so. So they're lifting off the floor and they're working hard to stay here. Breathing wherever you are for 3, or 2, or 1. Releasing the feet down. Easy gradual movement. Beginning to press with the elbows to lift the chin up, chin towards the chest. Either sliding the knees towards one side to release one hand, or lifting the torso halfway up and releasing the other hand, palms face up, laying down. Back of the head presses down. You can invite the knees towards the chest. Stay in a neutral position for a moment with the back of the head pressing down against the floor. And slowly let go of the legs, feet down on the floor. Place your arms by the sides of the body. Index fingers towards the heels, heels as wide as the hips. Press through the arms and begin to invite the pelvis up. As you inhale, press through the heels, lift the pelvis up. Gaze towards the lower ribs and make sure that they are not flaring out and everything is trying to expand equally upwards. If you can, interlace the fingers and hug the shoulder blades in towards one another. To protect the neck, we can always press the back of the head down. So we are activating the muscles in the neck, which creates an extra layer of protection. And the neck is not pressing down on the floor. Squeeze the thighs in. Exhale here. Big inhale. And big exhale. Release the hands. Lower the sitting bones all the way down. And now lift the legs. Send the legs in a vertical line all the way up. You can point the toes towards you or point them up towards the ceiling. And now see if you can begin to press with the hands and lift the tailbone without momentum of the legs. So see if you can press and lift the tailbone a tiny bit and then send it down. It's really hard, but we try. So we want to build the strength to move us without the need of momentum. Because when we use momentum to move in postures, sometimes our body is just not ready to receive a drastic load. So lifting the tailbone, feet up into the back. And now begin to send the feet back in the same direction of the head. The legs might go all the way back, or they might not. The feet might touch down on the floor, or they might be hovering. And then hug the elbows in again and see if you can support the back. So your hands go on the back, fingertips facing up or slightly out, and the elbows are hugging in. Press again through the back of the neck. If this doesn't feel right for you, come out and do it. Ask me questions. So now see if you can point the toes towards the crown of the head and place the toes down as you press onto the heels. If the feet are hovering off the floor, don't worry. Big breath in and big breath out. Press onto the back of the head down, and only if you feel okay here, begin to inhale to extend one leg up towards the ceiling. You can either point the toes all the way up or point the toes down and separate the toes. Heel up. And then slowly begin to bring that leg down and switch other leg up. And here, create length on the sides of the body as you did before. So your toes are like those fingertips radiating. Heel presses up or toes press up. And then slowly begin to release it. Plant the palms down. Begin to unravel your spine, vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. And pause in Apanasana. Hug the shins in or knees in. Pause here for a moment. You can rock the knees from side to side. So never ignoring any cues of your body if something doesn't feel right. So you can either do another round of bridge or another round of Halasana, plow, which we just did, or Ekapada Sarvangasana, which is one leg up, or we all move together towards plow and then we take the next stage. So legs up, trying to not really use much momentum. As the legs move back, press onto the back of the head, support your back, create a stability through the elbows as they press out, and then maybe send one leg up. So for some, the hips won't be aligned with the shoulders, and that's totally fine. But if you want to align the hips over the shoulders, then you can do so. So maybe one leg lifts, and maybe the other leg lifts. And now imagine that you are being lifted from the heels up, and you can readjust your shoulders or your elbows. And we take a few breaths here. So this is an inversion, which revered as the queen of asanas. And slowly begin to bend the knees. Send the knees towards the forehead. Release the feet, release the arms down. And begin to slowly unravel down vertebra by vertebra. Taking any counter posture that you need. I naturally like to hug the knees towards the chest and stay in a neutral position more than in a counter posture. And then send your right foot down towards the floor. Shimmy your hips over to the left hand side, cross the left leg on top of the right. Take the arms out in a T shape, lift the knees, and invite the knees over to the right as you take your gaze over to the left. So the first part, we strengthen and stretch the neck. And throughout the whole practice, we nourish the neck area, sending the knees back to center, square the hips, and cross the legs. Send the right knee in towards the chest, cross the right leg over the left, scoop the hips over to the right, and invite the legs over to the left. Legs back to center, square the hips, and begin to invite your body into the final relaxation. Get comfortable in Shavasana. Now that you know how your muscles and your tissues feel, begin to go a little deeper. Deeper than the muscles and tissues. Becoming more familiar with the movement of prana that passes through the throat. And take a big inhale here. Expand the tummy, the lower back, the mid-rib cage, the upper chest. Hold the breath. Bring your attention to the throat, to the head. Exhale. Beginning to place let's spend just a few brief minutes here. So every time we have an unkind thought that can reflect in our emotions, it can affect our state, our well-being. So she asked her daughter to grab a toothpaste tub, and she then asked her to squeeze all the toothpaste out of the tub and onto a plate. The daughter followed her mom's instructions, and she began to squeeze all the toothpaste out of the tub until all of it was fully on the plate. And then the mom asked her to put it all back. The daughter was shocked by her mom's request, and she said, "It's impossible. I can't put it back." And the mom told her that words are exactly like that. Once they are spoken or uttered, we cannot take them back. The emotions that we have caused with our words is already there. It cannot be mended. So we try to keep our words positive, kind, yet still authentic. Slowly begin to bring movement back onto the fingertips, toes. Feel fully from within. Take a big inhale as you stretch your whole body out. And then roll over to the side, bend the knees. And then pushing yourself up towards the seated position. As someone once said, watch your thoughts because they become your words. Watch your words because they become your actions. Watch your actions because they become your habits. Watch your habits because they become your character. And watch your character for it becomes your reality. Thumbs in between the eyebrows. May our minds be positive and clear. The thumbs to the lips. May we speak our truth, causing no harm. The thumbs to our heart. May our hearts be pure, and may this be expressed through our actions. Namaste.